amekutana na askari wakamkuta ako kasi yake.
Family of Boniface Kariuki torn cries for justice over their son, say police should take responsibility. President William Ruto continues to lay groundwork for 2027, meets leaders from Kisumu County at State House. All right, thank you for joining us. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Laura Omondi. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Prime Edition kicks off right now. The family of Boniface Mwangi Kariuki, the mask vendor who was shot during Tuesday's protest in Nairobi's Central Business District, has confirmed that he is alive. His father, Jonah Nyambura Kariuki, who is also a hawker, spoke to the media amid reports that the 22-year-old had died. He said his son had undergone surgery and that his condition remains delicate. The father rushed to Kenyatta National Hospital after seeing a chilling viral clip of the incident on social media. Boniface is currently recuperating in the intensive care unit at Kenyatta National Hospital. The police officer who shot the victim in the head at close range has been arrested and is expected to be arraigned in court.
Sema nimemlea kwa shida sana, lakini sasa niko na usuni kulingana na sasa mahali yako, lakini si mbaya sana. Tutaopa bado watakuwa poa.
Yesterday we were doing our business as usual. We were venting mask with Boniface Kariuki Mwangi. Fortunately alikuwa anauzia mask pale Imenti. Fortunately askari akakuja akaanza walinitia gas canisters ndio zilikuwa zinalia. So akiuza mask pale, askari akamkujia akampiga makofi. After that akainua mikono. Baada ya kuinua mkono ndio askari aliweza kumshoot na akaweza kuanguka. So from there aliletwa hapa Kenyatta.
Lakini nimefika hapa na nimezuiliwa kuingia kule, lakini sio kitu kwangu, sio kitu muhimu. Lazima nimuone kwa macho, ni kuhakikisha kwamba ako hai. Mimi nimetosheka, na kama vile wamesema hawataki niingie kule, sitaingia kule. Nitasema tu tuzidi kumuombea Mungu ili hao madaktari ambao wanamshughulikia waweze kuokoa maisha yake.
Now, more details on that. The Kenyatta National Hospital has confirmed Boniface Kariuki, the mask vendor shot by police on Tuesday's protest in Nairobi, remains in critical condition. Addressing the media on Wednesday, KNH Chief Executive Officer Dr. William Sigilai said Kariuki was referred to the hospital from a clinic within the CBD after sustaining a severe head injury from a gunshot. He said the hospital's emergency team, led by Dr. Janet Sugut, stabilized the patient and placed him on life support. He added that a CT scan on the brain confirmed that a bullet had struck the left side of his head.
Huyu mwathiriwa ambaye yuko katika wadi yetu ya wagonjwa mahututi, ukweli ni kwamba alifikishwa akiwa katika hali mahututi kama nilivyoguzia wakati nimesoma taarifa yangu. Ameshafanywa upasuaji na iko katika hali sasa hivi ambayo ni afadhali kuliko jinsi alipofika. Inawezekana kwamba kuna picha mtandaoni. Ni sera yetu kwamba wagonjwa wasipigwe picha na picha hizo kusambazwa mitandaoni bila idhini yao. Inawezekana kwamba watu wasiozingatia maadili hayo waweza kufanya hivyo kisiri na kusambaza hizo picha bila idhini ya hospitali. Kwa sasa hivi tuko katika harakati za kumtambua kwa majina yake. Jambo chanya ni kwamba baba yake yuko nasi asubuhi, tangu asubuhi. Amemtambulisha kwa jina fulani, lakini bado tunangojea udhibitisho, kwa sababu sera yetu ya hospitali ni kwamba lazima tuwe na uhakika kabla ya kuyataja majina yake. Kwa hivyo tunatumai kwamba kwa muda mchache ujao tutaweza kumtambua kwa majina yake kamili. Lakini tunafurahi kwamba kuna watu wamejitokeza wakisema kwamba ni jamii yake. Kwamba jeraha alilopata kutokana na kifaa hicho ambacho tunashuku kuwa ama tunadhani ni risasi iliweza kusababisha uharibifu wa mfupa wa ubongo, mfupa wa kichwa, alafu pia kukawa na jeraha katika ubongo wake kwa kiasi fulani. Ndio hivyo naweza kusema kwa sasa.
Now, I want us to take a look at some of the numbers from Kenyatta Hospital, which has confirmed that it received 16 patients injured during Tuesday's Justice for Juang protests in Nairobi, including a 22-year-old face mask vendor who was shot in the head and remains in critical condition in the intensive care unit. The protest was sparked by the death of blogger Albert Ojwang, who was arrested in Homa Bay over alleged defamatory posts against Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat, and was transported to Nairobi, where he was murdered in police custody. Now, Lagat was forced to step aside to pave way for investigations. The hospital further confirmed that the 16 patients sustained injuries ranging from gunshot wounds to blunt trauma. 7 of them were admitted for further treatment. 2 have already undergone surgery. 4 are scheduled for operations, and 9 were treated and discharged. 1 patient who sustained a skull fracture reportedly from an assault remains unidentified. Kenyans have expressed their rage after the shooting of 22-year-old Boniface Kariuki Mwangi in Nairobi Central Business District. The video footage, which has been viewed multiple times across mainstream media and social media, has garnered nationwide attention, with netizens now demanding the arrest and prosecution of the officers involved in the shooting of the innocent civilian.
Huzuni sana kutoka jana usiku, ni kama tulijua ni itatufikia kifamilia vile imetufikia, sababu hata mimi niliona kwa matangazo ya jana jioni na nikaona askari vile alimpiga risasi. Sisi kama familia tuna huzuni sana na tumeletewa shida ingine hatukuwa nayo.
Nimepigwa na mtoto wangu leo asubuhi. Akaniambia Boni ako ICU. Amekutana na askari wakamkuta ako kazi yake. Sasa mnisaidie. Sina mtoto mwingine kijana, ni wao tu, ni huyo tu. Sasa
Boniface alikuwa misisi ya hii familia, na saa hii Boniface ameharibiwa kichwa. Hatujui itakuwa namna gani, tunangojea tu Mungu. Lakini tunaomba serikali waangalie mambo ya huyu kijana yetu.
Askari alifikia aje kufikiria kumpiga risasi? Juu he was not armed. Hata sikuona any confrontation. Jamaa alikuwa amesimama tu, alafu all of a sudden amepigwa risasi. Kwa hivyo kitu tungeomba ni ya kwamba first of all, katika hali ya maandamano ni vizuri sisi kama wananchi enyewe tuelewa ni binadamu, lakini askari naye tungewaambia at least wakuwe binadamu.
The National Police Service has publicly disclosed the identities of the 2 police officers arrested in connection with the shooting of Boniface Kariuki Ahoka in Nairobi. In a statement on Wednesday, the NPS confirmed the officers' names as Police Constable Clinzy Baraza Masinde and Police Constable Duncan Kiprono. The police service extended sympathy to the family of the victim and assured the public of its commitment to accountability. Their lawyers, however, have defended them, saying the accusations of the defendants using live bullets are false, but instead rubber bullets were used.
He had shotguns and rubber bullets. So there is no single police officer who was armed with any live bullet. So if there were any shots that were fired, then those were from the rubber bullets, not the live bullets. We are not saying that our clients were involved, but the allegations.
Elsewhere, the Law Society of Kenya has demanded the public release of the identity and service number of police officers who shot a protester, insisting that accountability must begin with naming and prosecuting individuals involved in unlawful violence. While the National Police Service claimed the officer responsible has been arrested, the LSK faulted the service for failing to name the officer or share any concrete details, this was earlier, of disciplinary or criminal proceedings. LSK President Faith Odhiambo criticized the police for issuing what she termed a vague and inadequate statement, warning that impunity within the service is eroding public trust.
Recent attacks by these police supervised goons were well orchestrated, and the intention was to steal valuables from members of the public, loot shops, and grievously harm peaceful protesters. This is an anarchy, an act of impunity that goons can be deployed as a tool for repression against people expressing their democratic and constitutional rights. The police, instead of upholding law and order, watched on and even participated in the thuggery. We have seen images of police officers looting and making away with laptops from shops broken in by the goons. Sadly, those whom the people of Kenya have entrusted to protect their lives and property are at the heart of undermining the safety and security of Kenyans. Against the backdrop of recent acts of disproportionate violence perpetrated by the police over the recent months, the complicity and acquiescence of the police amid runway crimes against peaceful protesters and onlookers alike discloses a worrying trend of our National Police Service being reduced to a conduit of violent crimes. Should this trend be allowed to continue, the relationship between the public and the police faces the risk of damage beyond repair. That cannot become our reality as a nation. The general chaos that characterized the demonstration resulted into about 17 being reported casualties around the country. In Nairobi, an armed officer was filmed shooting at an unarmed hawker at point-blank range, leaving him for dead despite his non-involvement in the protests. The victim was rushed to Kenyatta National Hospital and is reportedly in a critical condition. We pray for his full recovery and look forward to positive updates from the hospital. I've had the privilege of meeting his father, Mr. John Kariuki, this afternoon, and he confirmed that he had seen his son on ICU tubes, but he's still concerned with the treatment and information being given at Kenyatta National Hospital. He's concerned about the hostility that he's received, irrespective of wanting to know the status of his son and how the treatment was ongoing. And his plea to the president of this country is not even selfishly for his own son. He cries out, raising concern that this is just his son who was shot, but what about the many other sons who will continue to be shot and maimed? And he seeks for justice, that this individual police officer be arrested and indicted and prosecuted before a court of law.
The judiciary on its part has expressed concern over rising threats to the rule of law, citing increasing cases of police brutality and violence during recent protests. In a statement on Wednesday, the judiciary spokesperson Paul Ndemo conveyed its condolences to the family of Albert Ojwang and wished a quick recovery to those injured in the recent demonstrations. The judiciary has raised alarm over what it termed as unjustified police force and the infiltration of peaceful protests by violent individuals. It noted that these actions threaten public safety and the right to assemble peacefully. Ndemo noted that the National Police Service has a legal and constitutional duty to identify and prosecute those responsible for violence, including those who sponsor or organize such acts. While acknowledging that some of these cases are already before the courts, the judiciary assured the public that justice will be served. The National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, has called on the youth and Kenyans at large to embrace peace and unity during this period in time when the country is dealing with demonstrations over the killing of Albert Ojwang. Speaking during an event marking the International Day of Combating Hate Speech, NCIC Commissioner Danvas Makori compared the current situation in Kenya to the 2007 polls and the post-election violence as a wake-up call to Kenyans to end incitement and hate speech. He warned political leaders who are provoking Kenyans to turn on each other.
These politicians are taking us back to where we've come from. Yeah, the last election cycle, it was about issues. Group A and Group B, they all say we'll do this for our country and this was for our country. It was not along ethnic lines. But now we are seeing people taking us back to where we've come from. Mobilization along ethnic. It's just a few of them. It's always a handful who want to push the boundaries, who want to break the law. We've summoned them. One did not honor their summons, and soon enough they will be handled within the context of the law. The action, if you don't honor our summons, we are just like the High Court. Our arrest warrants are issued. It's simple as that. You'll be arrested and taken to court.
All right, so much has developed really around the protests, and we continue to look out for, political leaders, opinion leaders, what they're going to say. The president has not yet addressed some of those allegations against the National Police Service, or the fact that there's a video that captured the shooting, that happened in CBD. So at that point, allow us to take a quick breather. We come back with more news making headlines across the country in other sectors. President William Ruto on June 18th on the Hill, targeting political leaders from the Luo Nyanza region. It comes just days after Ruto met Siaya County leaders led by Governor James Orengo. The meeting at State House is widely seen as part of Ruto's efforts to pacify the Luo Nyanza region and consolidate political support ahead of the 2027 polls. Following this fallout, or his fallout with former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, the president appears to have lost favor in the Mount Kenya region, which had been crucial to his 2022 victory. This has prompted a shift in the focus to former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's traditional support bases.
Thank you very much for also agreeing to the coming together of both Baba and myself so that we can form the broad-based government, and just so that you have the right context. The broad-based government is neither a creation of Baba or myself. It is God-sent. I say that because it is what is necessary for us to have the political goodwill.
Bwana President, see us with 2 eyes, and we shall see you with 3 eyes. If you are closer to Raila, we shall be very close to you.
This is one of the counties that was left out and was branded as a non-shareholding county in Kenya. We were a people who were left out as non-shareholding people of Kenya. But guess what? You brought us into the fold. Look at the number of appointments you've given to this county. Apart from that, Your Excellency, in my own constituency, which is part of this county, you picked one able lady.
Political competition is about development. And good governance means that we should have equitable development. And Western Kenya, and Nyanza in particular, has been missing on the count of development.
Mama Rachel Ruto, the First Lady of Kenya, participated in the 7th edition of the Mark Foundation First Ladies Initiative Summit held in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The summit, convened by the Mark Foundation, brought together 14 First Ladies from Africa and Asia, and Mark Foundation beneficiaries, development partners, and members of the media. The forum serves as a platform to First Ladies to discuss and collaborate on strategies to improve access to quality healthcare and promote girls' education in their respective countries.
First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Her Excellency Mrs. Rachel Ruto.
It's a great honor to have all of you with us to achieve our objective of building healthcare capacity, supporting girls' education, and empowering women, especially the women who's living with infertility and living with the stigma of infertility. And being the ambassadors of More Than a Mother, it's a great achievement for these causes and to achieve these missions and vision. Thank you very much also for our partners and the dear guests and our alumni who joined us from all across 52 countries to be with us today to benefit from these educational programs that are going to be held in parallel with this session and tomorrow as well. So really a great honor and great pleasure to have you all.
The Mark Foundation's education program, Educating Linda, currently supports 47 underprivileged yet high-performing Kenyan schoolgirls by offering full scholarships from secondary school until they graduate from college. I believe every girl in Kenya and across Africa deserves the opportunity to pursue her dreams, to see herself as a doctor, an engineer, a teacher, a scientist, a pastor, or any other profession she aspires to.
Kenya's Harambee Starlets continued with her perfect run at the ongoing Sekafa Women's Senior Challenge in Dar es Salaam after seeing off champions Uganda 4-0 on Tuesday evening at the Azam Complex. Midfielder Diana Wasera opened the scoring after just 18 minutes of play, and then veteran Dorcas Sikobe doubled the lead 8 minutes later before experienced Violet Nanjala scored a third on the 28th minute for the built-in Odemba side, who took a commanding 3-goal lead at the break. On resumption for the final half, Martha Amunyolet completed the route with the 4th goal on the 81st minute. The win shot Kenya to second in the round-robin tournament, standing on 6 points, same as leaders or hosts as well, Tanzania, who have a superior goal difference.
Tonele kona ndani kwa upande wa Kenya, weka utosi na zuiliwa kwa kichwa. Namna gani namba mbaka kwenye box huku. Nafasi kule! Anakwenda kuwapigia simu wana Nairobi na wana Kenya. Diana Mwihaki. Weka mpira ndani kule. Nafasi kwa Kenya, namna gani hapa kwenye box kule. Kwenye kamba tena. Wakati huu ni Dorcas Sikobe. Napigwa through ball pass kumtafuta Violet Nanjala sasa. Violet Nanjala! Mwanga maji ndani kule, nafasi kwa Feza!
Thank you very much for watching tonight. We wrap it up at that point. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Laura Omondi. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. See you tomorrow.